You've been lied to. Marriage is not proof of love. It's a one-sided contract, a golden cage where you sign away your freedom for temporary emotions. You think she loves you? She's evaluating you. You think you're building a future. You're selling off your kingdom. In this video, I reveal why you should never marry for love and how to recognize the truth no one dares to tell you. If you're a man who refuses to be an emotional slave, subscribe, like this video, and share it with a brother. Because what you're about to hear can literally save you a lifetime of regrets. Welcome to the awakening. Welcome to the war. Love in this world is often painted as the sacred fire that should seal the deepest union, marriage. Yet, to believe that marriage is the consecration of pure love is not only naive, it's also a trap that crushes most men. The harsh and cold reality is that you don't marry for love. You marry out of need, hidden interest, fear, social pressure, or cold, ruthless calculation. Love, that shining mirage, is just an emotional facade behind which a merciless game of chess is played. The first truth is that love is a fleeting emotion. Marriage is an eternal contract. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, might say today, "He who loves without reason condemns himself to suffer without justice." Love seduces, intoxicates, and pushes you to act like a blind fool. Marriage, on the other hand, materializes as a simple piece of paper, a legal document that doesn't say, "Until love dies," but "Until death do you part," meaning passion and butterflies in your stomach don't guarantee durability. You imagine binding yourself with passion? No. You chain yourself with duty, with consequence, with a cold societal commitment far from love's gentle flame. Look around. A woman may love you, but that she loves you is more often a calculation than a feeling. She evaluates your salary, your stability, your reputation, your ability to be a good father one day. She views your social status with the cold eye of an investor. As Seneca might say today, a woman's heart is a political organ. Don't be fooled if she sheds tears on your birthday. It's not always deep love, but often just recognition of a ticket out of less desirable circumstances, of short-term security. She might not be in love with you as a man, but with your ability to guarantee the security she craves. Behind this rosy facade, the second truth slices like a knife. Love doesn't last. Marriage does, whether you want it or not, often far beyond the emotional life. Brutal stats say 50% of marriages end in divorce. Among those that remain, most live in emotionally empty contracts, cold cohabitations, strategic partnerships to split bills and responsibilities. But the love died long ago. In real life, people don't tolerate each other because they love, but because they lack the courage or means to leave. You imagine marrying love? You will marry emptiness, boredom, fights, fatigue, and poorly arranged common projects. Those children you raise often become another bond of obligation, not the glue of unity. But the cruelest truth is the third one. Marriage is a pact of patrimonial transfer. You build your empire. You grind, you sacrifice youth and freedom, and one day you sign a paper saying, "I love you." Deadly mistake, because this contract is an implicit future transfer of assets, money, and time. You agree to pay if she leaves. She gets an inheritance if she stays, even if she betrays you. Modern Stoicism would say, a man in love loses half his wisdom, a married man loses it all. Think it's just a saying? Watch high-profile divorces. Jeff Bezos, Kanye West, Johnny Depp. Love fled. Millions stayed firmly locked in legal battles. Love no longer rules. Lawyers and contracts do. If you study original Stoic philosophy, you see the sages didn't believe in blind love. They saw love as an emotion to control, not an excuse to blindly commit. Zeno of Citium, Stoicism's founder, would say, "The wise man loves but does not attach. He shares his bed, not his fate." They didn't view marriage as romantic celebration, but as an alliance based on reason, mission, and stability. A free man didn't give himself to a chemical passion, nor chain himself to a hormonal illusion that could ruin him morally, financially, spiritually. The Stoic man chose with reason, not with a pounding, naive heart. As for strength, marriage weakens you if you believe love alone suffices. A strong man protects his freedom, a key Stoic virtue. Binding yourself to someone who cannot suffer silently with you, endure fatigue or crisis without drama, is condemning yourself to abandonment. Love fluctuates, and it's a matter of passing feelings. Interest is steady, the interest of home, kids, papers, social image. Love is a mere distraction. Marriage often a prison dressed in nice speeches. Brutal truth you must hear: you are not the man you think you are if you marry for love. You are a slave to illusion if you do. Thus, Stoic silence calls to marry for vision, never for emotion. A wise man says, if your heart pushes you to sign, let your reason reread the contract. Don't confuse love and marriage. If you sign, anticipate storms, betrayal, weariness, and even plan a good lawyer. Romantic options often end in ruinous legal battles. Love can be a beautiful start, but it's a trap if it's the only reason. Want another layer of truth? Marriage is not a sacred alliance. It's usually an unequal exchange disguised as a beautiful ceremony. The man gives his strength, patience, fortune, name. The woman gives her womb, sometimes a false sense of eternity, and a promise that tends to dissolve at the first crisis. Oscar Wilde remixed Stoic style. The chains of marriage are so heavy, it takes two to carry them, and sometimes three when there's a lover involved. You give, she gains. You lose, she profits. When all goes wrong, you pay. In career, morality, affective freedom, even the judge, far from romantic dreams, no longer believes in love but only in filling alimony forms. Hollywood, Disney, romantic comedies have led gentlemen to submit like lambs to marital sacrifice. But modern love is an illusion sold by the weak to those who still dream. You can't build a fortress with rose petal, as virile discipline coaches say. What she seeks isn't disinterested love, but emotional shelter and economic security. She wants a savior for her comfort. You think you love, she wants to be served. In this cruel framework, marriage is a feminine survival strategy. Men must constantly prove worth, degrees, salary, attitude, while a woman only needs to sell a good profile once, on the wedding day. After, the effective after-sales service begins. Denial of sex, manipulation, threats, strategic use of children. The man, he stays, often a prisoner of a contract, and a fear stronger than love. Love is a trap, marriage a cage, and divorce the bill. A man who thinks with his heart is already dead in this arena. True Stoic men build empires, not fairy tales. As Epictetus might say, hard and modern. The wise man sees every bond as a test, every vow as a double-edged sword. If you unite, do it free, lucid, prepared, not as an emotional pigeon-thinking love is enough. The final truth, you don't marry to love, you marry to survive together. Love dies, debts stay, children cry, memories become ammo in the conjugal war. Marriage is not for loving souls, but two egos negotiating peace with daily concessions. And if one lets go, the other bleeds. True Stoic wisdom advises marrying your mind, not your heart. Ask yourself, what remains if love dies? Will she endure silence, scarcity, crisis? Will she still walk with you when you have nothing? If no, don't sign, because what the Stoic wants isn't love, but lasting peace and freedom. The wise know marrying for love is a slow suicide in a suit. Love if you want, heavens, but never sign a legal contract on a heartbeat. You want to survive? Don't confuse heartbeats with packed solidity. Life is war. Prepare for battle, not a dream. Going further, no, strategic marriage is not for the weak. A man marries to extend power, not drown. It was once an alliance of lineages to protect an empire, a vision, a dynasty. Today, choosing a wife is still choosing an ally. Family mindset, social discipline must reinforce your mission. You don't want an Instagram siren chasing light, but a loyal, silent warrior ready to fight for your kingdom. Don't fear a prenuptial contract. It's armor, not weakness. The man who foresees his fall before the rise remains king even in chaos. In 2025 plus, a man builds vision, work, discipline, finances, mission, relationship. He chooses a woman not to live the moment, but to wage a 20-year campaign, a battle won together. Marriage is about legacy, not passion. You pass down your name, values, blood, not likes or hugs. The true king thinks of grandchildren before children. If he fails, he married a distraction, not an ally. She must strengthen you, not weaken you.
Finally, before giving your name, put her to the test. Test her in simulated poverty, silence, pressure, principles, conflict, future plans. A true woman supports you in adversity, not only in ecstasy.
Marriage is a strategic alliance, not a romantic walk. You're king or slave. Marry freely by reason, vision, not by love alone. Never drop your guard. It's not a fairy tale. It's a war where the free man consciously chooses whom to build or fall with. Aim but test. Give but verify. Marry, but only if she helps you carry the crown, not if she covets it. That's the final Stoic law. Now you have the code. Etch it into your flesh, share it, enforce it. It's not love that makes the man, it's the war he chooses. If you know a brother still believing in fairy tales, have him read this before he signs. The lie of love facing marriage kills a man's essence, freedom, power. Brutal stoicism frees you from chains if you dare face the truth. If you've listened this far, you're no longer a naive man. You've understood love isn't enough. You've understood marriage is strategy or sentence. The man who marries without thinking loses more than freedom. He loses his empire, his peace, his essence. You don't want to be loved. You want respect. You don't want a woman who worships you. You want a woman who builds with you or steps aside. Remember, the heart leads you to the trap. Reason leads you to the throne. If you refuse to be a man broken by a souled dream, subscribe, comment, I choose lucidity, and share this with a brother about to sign his own downfall. Because we don't save all men, but we can awaken those ready.